What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Edwina and this is Versicolor Closet, where we love all things colorful. We are getting towards the end of the year and I wanted to take some time to reflect with you guys, so I decided to put together a video where I'm sharing the best of 2022, whether it's experiences or purchases. I pretty much did a list and I'm so excited to share this with you guys. So without any further ado, let's get into today's video. I'm gonna start with the purchases first. So for the first category, I'm gonna go with best skincare purchases of 2022. Now, in all transparency, these particular products that I'm going to share, I didn't actually purchase them. They were actually gifted to me by the brands, but I love them so much. And if you guys kept up with a few of my different vlogs, I always did my skincare routine and shared what products I was using. And these two are two products that I swear by. And even though I'm not currently working with the brands, I am still enjoying the products, so I definitely wanted to bring them up. The first one is the Versed Day Dissolve Cleansing Balm. This is what the packaging looked like. This is when I tell you, I swear by this thing. It's really affordable, so that's definitely a plus. And what I really love about it is the fact that you can just use a small amount, you put it in your hands, and it literally does what it says. So not only does it do a really good job at dissolving all your makeup, I feel like by lifting everything off of your skin, it allows you to do a proper cleansing routine after this. And I really, really like it. When it comes to cleansers, I mean, there are so many different options out there. If you have sensitive skin or whatever, you can find something that's specifically tailored for your skin. But I feel like when it comes to dissolving the makeup before you get to cleansing, this is something I highly, highly recommend. I'll be sure to link it down below for you guys. I feel like this would be a great stocking stuffer if you're still looking for last minute Christmas gifts. So definitely look into this. And check out the whole brand actually, because I've tried quite a few products by them, but this one is definitely my favorite. The second skincare product I want to mention is definitely the Dr. Dennis Gross Universal Daily Peel. This thing, listen, it comes in these little packets and it's separated in number 1 and number 2. So number 1 exfoliates and smooths your skin, and then the second one is an anti-aging neutralizer. I feel like when I use this during my nighttime skincare routine, when I wake up in the morning, my face is like you wouldn't expect a cloth to do such a great job at exfoliating. I don't know what it is that they actually have in these cloths that you rub on your face, but it does the job and I'm absolutely here for it. This is a little pricey, but I think it's absolutely worth it. So if you guys again are interested, I highly, highly, highly recommend this. I was a little skeptical at first because it says that it was a daily peel. And when I hear the word peel, it kind of makes me a little skeptical because I don't want my face to be peeling if I have places to go. But there's no actual peeling of your skin that happens. I don't know what the science is behind it, but I really enjoy this product. Next up, we have best of fragrances. Now, I didn't go too crazy buying fragrances this year. Actually, I'm lying. I did buy quite a few fragrances, but the top 2 will definitely be the Maison Francis Kurkdjian perfume. I mean, there's so many options, but the 2 popular ones are the ones that I was interested in trying just by watching TikTok and all these, influencers talk about their favorite fragrances, and I fell in love. Believe the hype, they are everything. The first one that I got is the Gentle Fluidity Gold. When you first spray that thing, it smells like alcohol. So at first I sprayed it and I was like, I'm not really feeling it. Once you let that thing set in and then you smell it, you're like, whoa. When I tell you, I don't know how to describe notes and stuff when it comes to fragrances, but this right here, I purchased this when I was in Paris, and I'm so glad that I was able to get it in Europe because it's way cheaper. When I came back to the US and checked the prices, they are super expensive. I mean, they're expensive in Europe too, but it's just way cheaper to get it over there. So I'm definitely making plans to re-up when I travel to Europe again next year, God willing. So if you are looking for a good, long-lasting perfume, I definitely recommend this one. The other one that I love is also by Maison Francis Kurkdjian. It's the Baccarat Rouge 540. I mean, everyone talks about this. If you have smelled it on anyone, at first I thought it was one of those fragrances that were like super in your face, but once I realized how subtle it was, I was like, wow, like this is definitely luxurious. You know what I mean? Like I like scents that are not so bold. Like you can smell it, like it stays on your clothes. And sometimes, like, funny enough, I would spray myself before leaving the house, and when I would reapply my wigs, okay, I would reapply my wigs like a day or two later, and I could still smell the perfume on my hair. Like that's how much like it stays on. Like days later, you could still smell it. So I think that explains the prices when it comes to these, perfumes, because you could get like the little scents from like Bath and Body Works, and those have such a minimal amount of the fragrance in it, so you definitely can't compare like a body spray to a perfume. But I'm just saying, like the scent just disappears so fast. But with these, super long lasting, smells amazing, not so much in your face. If I had to pick a favorite between the two, maybe I'd lean more toward the gentle fluidity, but I mean, they're both just so good. So I guess, but then again, with scents, it all depends on your body chemistry and all of that. So I definitely recommend you at least going to a store and trying them both. But like I said, spray it and give it time to settle and see which one is more your cup of tea. So next up, we have best hairstyle of 2022. And my goodness, if I had to pick number one, I think hands down is the Saveda wig that I shared. I did a dedicated video on that one. I shared it on Instagram. Like in real life, I wore it recently, and when I tell you, compliments left and right, like it looks so good and it's low maintenance. I've never had to recurl that hair. It's affordable, like so many pros. I literally have no complaints about it, and I feel like it's definitely one of those styles that could literally be my signature hairstyle. So I am definitely considering purchasing it in different colors and just having it, stashed away for any types of emergencies, because I know these curls will not fail me. Once you flip your hair, upside down and you brush them, the curls just revert back. It's just the best thing since sliced bread. Okay, so that was definitely my number one. Another honorable mentions would be my braids that I did in DR. I'll be sure to insert clips so you guys know exactly what I'm referring to. But I did those braids and the color was everything. It was like a copper. It's usually like that 1B350 color. If you guys know braids, then you'll know that color. That color is stunning, and I love the fact that, there were the added curls to the hair. Absolutely enjoyed these braids. They gave me the versatility of putting them up, do half up, half downs. Like I did so much with that hair, and you guys saw how long I kept them. So yes, I think I will definitely do those braids again. And the third best hairstyle for 2022 for me was definitely my jumbo twist. I did those like earlier on in the year, and I even went viral on Instagram. I shared a reel with different ways on how I styled it, and that reached over 500,000 views. So I was super excited about that.
You know what's crazy? Today, you can see my hair looking like this, all basic. And then tomorrow, my hair looking like proper hotness. Hello, watch it, no man. Hold on there. The birds and the bees have to see how hot me look. Excuse me. Somebody have to see this. One boy can't so hot. Jesus.
Which actually led me to gain so many followers, and I finally hit 10K on Instagram. So that was another accomplishment that I'm super proud of. So yeah, those were definitely my top 3 hairstyles of 2022. Next up, we have best shoe purchases of 2022. Now, I realize as much as I love shoes, I have not really been buying a lot of shoes. And I think that has to do probably with like post-pandemic life. We're not really like going places so much, and when we do, like I go to the office sometimes and there's nobody there. So back in the day, I used to really wear heels every day, and now I'm like, there's really no reason to. So sometimes I'll go to the office, still wear my business casual outfits, but then I just wear sneakers to be more comfortable. So I really haven't been buying too many shoes. Maybe that'll change in 2023. But for now, the best 2 shoe purchases that I think I did in 2022 were definitely these mules by Steve Madden. You guys saw them in so many outfit videos on Instagram. They are super comfortable. I feel like I could run a marathon in them. The color is really beautiful. It's like this citrus type of color. I mean, it just goes with so many things, surprisingly enough. And I think that, you know, when people see color like that, if they're not, you know, a fan of color, they kind of think that this is not very versatile. But you could wear this with so many different shades of the same color. You could wear it with black, you could wear it with brown. I wore it with so many things. I wore it with yellow. I do color blocked with it, with green. Like, it really is super versatile. So I really enjoyed these heels, and I know that Steve Madden had them in like at least 10 different colors. I have not looked them up in a while, so I'm not sure if they're still available, but if I find them, as usual, they'll be linked in the description box. The second pair of shoes would be these, also by Steve Madden. They are a pair of knee-high camel colored boots. I have worn them so much. When I first got them, they are my actual size, which is an 8.5. I was hoping to find a 9, but I wasn't able to. And at first I was like, ooh, these feel a little tight, because, you know, when you're wearing boots, like, you do want to go at least half a size up because you're going to be wearing them with socks. So I was a little worried at first, but because it was the last one that I found, I did not want to return them. So I'm glad I kept them because they are leather and they stretched a little bit. So now they're super comfortable. I can go to the office with them and wear them all day. And the color, like, really, they are the perfect neutral. They are very close to my skin tone and they go with everything. I love wearing them with dresses. They are definitely such a great pair of boots. This particular pair came out a couple years ago, so they're definitely not available anymore, except if you like special sizes. I think I saw one on Amazon that was like a size 5 or a size 6 or something. I'll be sure to link it if I find it, but if not, I just recommend getting a pair of camel boots because they're definitely a staple for the fall and winter. Next up, we're gonna do best clothing purchase. Now, you guys definitely know there's no way I can just pick one piece of clothing, you know, because this is what we do here, right? And I've done a couple of hauls and things like that throughout the year, so there's definitely been quite a few things, especially when it comes to Amazon The Drop, because they have been killing it this year, and I have made it my mission to support so many of these Black girls that were creating these collaborations with Amazon. So I purchased quite a few things this past year. So to narrow it down, we're gonna start with this pair of trousers by the Karen Britchick X Amazon The Drop collection. I mean, you guys, I've worn these trousers so many times. I took them with me to Paris and wore them with crop tops. I have not styled them during the fall, I don't think, but I definitely can see myself styling this with like turtlenecks. You know, you can throw a blazer over it. It's just, the fit is so great. The color is beautiful. They go really well with those braided mules that I shared from Steve Madden. So I enjoyed pairing the two together during the summer. The pants, they just fit really well. And I love the fact that they have an elasticated detail in the back. So it definitely makes room for you to eat comfortably without having to worry about your outfit. So I absolutely, absolutely love these. They come in a black color that is still available on Amazon. So if you guys are interested, I'll be sure to link them. Another great purchase, and this one is from Zara. It was this purple blazer that you guys saw so many times. I purchased it, I believe it arrived like in January, and I have been rocking it all year long. I shared so many different videos about it already, so I'm not gonna go into too much details, but you guys know the color is super vibrant and I really love it. I love the fact that although it's super rich, I can pair it really nicely with pastel colors. I could pair it with other bold colors, like I wore it so many times with orange, and I really love the contrast of the two. It really is a well-fitted blazer, and the fact that it has the gold buttons just give it that extra pop to make it really formal looking if you need it to be. If you pair it with sneakers, you can totally dress it down while still looking put together. It's definitely one of my best purchases. I absolutely love it, and you guys will be seeing it quite a few more times in 2023. I almost forgot about this dress, but this was definitely one of my best purchases of 2022. I got this off of a boutique and on Instagram called Shop Caribbean Cowgirl Boutique, and this girl, she was an influencer that I started following a while back, and then she ended up opening her own boutique, And once I saw this dress, I was like, this would be perfect for me to wear in Paris. So if you guys followed my Paris vlogs, you would have seen this. I wore it to dinner, ended up taking pictures at the Eiffel Tower with it on, and the pictures came out amazing. So I'm really happy I got this. It's such a feminine dress, and I don't know, I just felt like a princess in it. I love the fact that it has the little cutout. It has the puffy sleeves that you could actually keep on your shoulders, and you can slide them off shoulders. And I don't think I've worn it since I came from Paris, so I definitely need to add it to my list of things to wear. This would be something great to wear on a date night, you know, Valentine's Day or something. There's a designer brand that has something similar, but that's way more expensive, so this was definitely a good find. Now I want to share with you guys my top 2 coat purchases, and that one is a tough category. Why? Because if you guys watch my coat collection video that I shared, was it last week or maybe 2 weeks ago? That video had like over a dozen new jackets and coats that I got in 2022. So narrowing it down to just a couple that are like my top favorite was really hard, but I just started to think of which ones would I really grab if there was a fire. You know what I mean? Like if I couldn't grab everything and I could only have 2, which ones would they be? Well, the top one would be my Zara floral coat. You guys, I am obsessed with this coat. It is beautiful. I didn't even bother taking it out of the closet to show you because I know I'll be inserting some videos so you guys could see it. It is super heavy, so I'm not trying to work out today, okay? That coat was one of Zara's best work. I enjoy it so much, and I feel like I haven't worn it nearly enough. I definitely need to bring it out more often, so look out for it. If you're following me on Instagram, you'll definitely be seeing it in my future outfit of the day reels. Another coat that's an honorable mention would be my floor length lavender coat from Mango. This coat, to me, like I said in my coat collection video, it's truly a work of art. It fits like a glove. The color is everything. The length makes it really dramatic. It really is the drama. That's what I call it. It's just so good. So if you guys don't have a lavender coat in your collection, even if it's not this one, I definitely recommend doing it because it just has a way of making your outfit pop. And if anything, when you wear that, your coat is your outfit. You know what I mean? You could just wear like a black dress underneath, but the coat itself is going to do all the talking. So I really love it, and I'm so glad that I got it. Next thing I want to mention is my first designer purchase. And this is my little wallet from YSL that I also got in Paris, and I'm so happy about it. It's like the daintiest little thing. I had a card holder before I transitioned to this, and I realized how much I liked it because when I had the really large wallets, I would just stuff them with so many cards and things. I was like, there's no reason for me to be carrying like a really big bag with a really big wallet. There's just no need. So I just have my ID, my debit cards and stuff like that, and I keep it simple. It does have an opening here where you could put some cash, but I try not to put too much because it's so slim that if you put anything bulky in it, it's just not gonna look right. But I really like it. The color is like, I want to call it an off-white, but it's not even a white. It's like, I don't know, it's like a grayish cream color. It's so stunning. I thought about getting a colorful one at first, but apparently those were not available in stores because the colorful one were last year's collection. So this one I guess was newer. So that's what they had. I was worried about it getting dirty at first because it's such a light color, but I'm so happy with my purchase. I've been using it for the past 6 months, I would say. And, you know, whenever it gets a little dirty, I just wipe it off with a damp cloth, and it's been holding up really well. So I'm really happy with this purchase, and I'm happy to be part of the YSL family in a small way. So I'm looking forward to getting into luxury bags, you know, over the coming months and years. So I think YSL will definitely be one of the first luxury bags that I get. Okay, now that we're done with the purchases, we're gonna move on with the best experiences of 2022. And for me, the best experience in 2022 was the fact that I decided to go on a solo trip to Puerto Rico. and I had the time of my life. And I think this has probably been the start of a new tradition for myself. If possible, I think I will definitely make it a point to do a solo trip every single year, because I just feel like it was something that worked in tandem with the work that I'm doing on myself. You know, with people that have struggled with people pleasing and setting boundaries and stuff like that, we tend to not have a voice, and we tend to just go with the flow and do whatever everybody else is suggesting. And I think that what was so life-changing with this solo trip was the fact that I was in charge of everything. I made the decisions to go places, and I didn't have to check in with anyone to figure out what they thought about it. And I don't know, it was something so freeing about it. And especially given the fact that I'm quite the introvert. So I think it was interesting to like go out and sit at a bar by myself and just go on a boat ride by myself. And I went kayaking for the first time. I went ziplining for the first time while on that trip. I also jumped off a boat for the first time. So I feel like it brought out my adventurous side. And I had so many memorable, like meaningful moments during that trip. So if you guys haven't caught up with my vlogs, I'll definitely be sure to link my Puerto Rico travel vlog, because it really was, it was something to remember. I really had a great time. And if you've been second guessing yourself about doing a solo trip, I highly recommend it. Next in the category of experiences is best concert. And the best concert that I went to this year was definitely Maverick City's Kingdom Tour concert. When I tell you, I had the time of my life. I feel like it was one of the first concerts that I went to where I feel like I knew every single song. Like, I love Maverick City. I love Chandler Moore. I love Dante. I love Naomi Rain. Like, there's so many great songs. And I feel like some of their songs are literally verses that they use for, you know, that they use as lyrics. And they are verses like verbatim. So you are singing passages of the Bible. It allows you to do such an authentic worship. So if you guys are Christians, if you enjoy great positive music, I highly recommend Maverick City. I love their music, and it was really such a great tour. I can't wait to go to their next concert. And I love that they have so many songs that drop back to back. So there's so many albums to catch up on. Definitely throw that on when you're washing the dishes or cleaning the house or in the shower. I be singing my tail off. I enjoy them so much. So yeah, that was definitely a memorable concert of 2022. Next up in the experience category, my best travel destination of 2022. I took quite a few trips this year. I went to Georgia in January. Let's see if I can remember them all. When I went to Europe this summer, we stopped at Portugal. We went to Paris, and then from there we headed to Morocco. Then I ended up going to DR, and after that I went to before DR, I went to Puerto Rico, then I went to DR, then I went back to Georgia. So yeah, I definitely did quite a bit of traveling this year, but if I had to pick a top destination, I think it's gonna have to be Morocco for me. Oh my gosh, like, I was so excited to be on this 10-day trip, which started out a little rough because of issues with our luggages and stuff like that. So I feel like that kind of ruined Portugal for us. So Portugal is definitely one of those destinations I feel like I need to go back to. But why Morocco as my top destination? I think it's because of the fact that I was super excited to just be in Africa first and foremost. Like, I've always wanted to go to Africa, and I feel like some people look at Morocco like it's not really Africa, like it's Africa Junior or something, and I'm like, no, it's part of the continent, okay? So I was super excited to be there. There was something about the culture, there was something about it that just reminds me of Haiti so much. When we got picked up from the airport, when it was time to go to the hotel, we literally had to walk, and they had to carry our luggages in these barrels and stuff like that. So it just seems like less luxurious than what you would be used to at a fancy hotel. But the riad that we stayed in, like when we were leaving, it felt like we were leaving family members. Like, the welcome in Morocco is amazing. There's something about the culture, the people, the colors, everything is just so amazing. And not to say that there isn't luxury, because we went to La Mamunia, which is one of their fanciest hotels. And let me tell you something, they got luxury over there, okay? But there's just something so refreshing over there. And I also enjoyed having camel meat for the first time. I also rode a camel while I was there, and it was a running joke how we were riding camels and eating camels. Listen, if you are an animal lover, forgive us. That was just part of the experience that we had. But I really had the time of my life, and I'm super happy that I visited Morocco. And I definitely think it's one of those destinations that I would go to again. If I had to think of a most memorable moment of 2022, I think there's so many of them, so it's really hard to narrow down, but one that stands out a lot for me had to be the wedding of my sister, my bestie, in DR. We traveled to DR as a family for 10 days. Well, most of us stayed 10 days, but I think it was the first time that most of the family was away on a trip at the same time. So not only was it beautiful to witness the union of somebody who's really dear to you, it was just amazing to continue the celebration for days after that, just being surrounded by families, going on a boat ride, having the time of our lives. I was very intentional about not vlogging this particular trip because I just sometimes, like when we get so into creating content and stuff like that, we kind of forget the moment that we're there to celebrate. So it meant so much to me to be with family that I wasn't so focused on documenting every second of it. Yeah, I shared clips here and there on Instagram, but there's no vlog for that. But let me tell you, even if you didn't see it, trust and believe I had the time of my life. I'm so happy for my cousin, being that she has now left the single life and has, entered marriage life. And I'm just so happy for the couple. I'm happy for the family to be able to witness something like that and to not have done it in the US. I think that was definitely a plus. We got to enjoy ourselves, and although there was a lot of hiccups here and there, but it was definitely a memory that I don't think any of us will ever forget. Now, last but not least, I compiled a few of the moments in 2022 that I feel I'm the most grateful for. And one of them had to be the ability to take my mother on a trip with me to Paris, to Portugal, to Morocco. And that was around her birthday. So for us to be in the desert, at midnight, and there was singing and dancing and everybody was singing happy birthday to her. Like moments like that seem so simple, they really mean everything to me. Like my mom, she's the best. I love her so much. And I think that every time I have the opportunity to do something for her that literally put her on a pedestal, I feel like I want to go above and beyond because she deserves nothing less. So that was definitely a memorable moment for me. The second thing would be seeing my father twice this year. So as you guys may or may not know, my father lives in Haiti. Last year I shared a vlog where he traveled to the US for a little while. So we went on a trip to DC. If you guys didn't see that vlog, I'll be sure to link it for your viewing pleasure. But it's always so great to get to see him, especially given the state of Haiti these past few years. It definitely has been rough to be able to travel back home. So having the ability to hang out with him this year, not once but twice, was definitely great. I traveled with him to Georgia. I took him to see the Lion King. Like, we just created simple memories, like everyday things that mean everything to me. So I'm super grateful to have had experienced that with him. The third memorable moment, I would say, is being able to travel to Georgia to surprise my siblings. If you guys followed me on Instagram, I shared a reel on how I just popped up and surprised them both in Georgia. And they were super shocked and super happy to see me. They had invited me and I declined the invitation, and then went ahead and purchased my tickets and just showed up because surprises is what I do. So I showed up and it was 2:00 in the morning when I got to my sister's house, and the next day we asked my brothers to come over and I surprised them then. So that was really great. I stayed with them for a weekend before traveling back home. So that was definitely a memorable moment. And anytime that I get to spend with family, to me, me, that's everything. So I'm just super grateful that that happened. Lastly, not to end on a sour note, but recently my family experienced something that was super, traumatic. My brother was hit head on with a semi truck. And the fact that he is alive and well to talk about it, for us to be able to go into Christmas and to know that although he might be in pain and he might be, suffering with the aftermath of the accident, we are just beyond grateful. I don't think gratefulness is a strong enough word to express, what we felt. I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. But God has been so good to our family. It really is something that makes you stop and think about the things that really matter. So in the grand scheme of things, we like to think of the trips and the fancy things that we've done, but the life is what I'm grateful for, mostly in 2022. I'm also grateful for you guys that have been on this journey with me, who come in and check in every Sunday to watch my videos. You follow me on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or whatever it is, and you engage with my content. I truly am grateful. You guys don't know me. Well, most of you don't know me. And to just be able to create a community and just have friends online that support your dream and support the things that you love, it really is a blessing. So I am super grateful to have had you this year in 2022, to have been with me on this journey of living life colorfully, whether it's through fashion, to travel, through, sharing my experiences and sharing my skincare routines and just everyday life. I'm just so grateful that you guys have been with me on this journey, and I look forward to having you continue on with me in 2023 and beyond. So thank you so much for being here, not just today, but every time you have clicked on my face to watch my video in 2022. I truly, truly appreciate it. And before we go, don't forget to comment below. Let me know what was the best moment that you've had in 2022. What was your most memorable moment? I would love to hear what 2022 was like for you. It has been such an amazing year. So much has happened, and truly the word right now that I feel is grateful. So thank you again for watching. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys next time in another one. Bye guys.